I wanted to share this video with you guys to kind of give you an idea of where my pricing started, how I created my packages, and where I'm at now that I'm 2 months into my business. So I posted this video on TikTok. Okay, so I get asked a lot, what are my prices, what are my packages, and how did I come up with this crazy rate of I make $50 an hour? Here's how. So my minimum detail package is $249, and that's for a sedan. I don't do a lot of sedans. Most people own trucks or SUVs. My rate for a truck or SUV is $269. That detail is going to take me 6 hours, max. 95% of the time, the client tips me $40, sometimes $50. That's a total of $309 for a 6-hour detail, and if you divide that into 6 hours, that gives you $51.50 per hour. You'd be silly if you thought that was a net profit. It's not. That's my gross. I know that. I have to factor in state income tax, I have to factor in federal self-employment tax, I have to factor in my sales and use tax, I have to factor in gasoline for my generator, I have to factor in the cost of my products, I have to factor in service charges. I know these things. So the best way to set the prices for your packages is to make sure it's valuable to the customer enough to pay you, but make sure it's valuable enough for the time that you're putting in and you're getting back what you need out of it. And something really interesting happened. There were a lot of comments telling me all sorts of stuff. Some people told me I was undercharging. A lot of people told me my details were way too cheap. Some people let me have my own beliefs, and other people realized they were undercharging. So of course, it made me question my entire initial video that I had ready for you guys, but in a positive way. So I'm still going to share parts of that video because I want to show you exactly what my packages are, what my thought process was when I was going through and creating those initial packages, and my thought processes as I created my new packages. Okay, so these were my initial packages that I initially started when I started my business. Keep in mind that when I started my business, I had never detailed a car ever before. So I'd created these packages around other people's packages and it seemed to make sense to me. But once I really got my hands on, I started to realize that this $149 detail was not, it just did not have a place in my business. It was taking way too long. I was doing way too in-depth of a detail. And that was quite honestly what I wanted to build my business around. So that lower cost detail had to go. So after about a month and a half, I fully revised my packages. So this is my deluxe detail package, and these are the services that when I provide these services for a client on their vehicle, I feel really good about the results that I've gotten and given them. So this is my premier detail with extraction, because what I learned with most of my clients is that they just don't care about the exterior of their vehicles, but I needed a way to upsell them. So I created this package with a full extraction of the upholstery and carpets. But then I do have some clients that have leather seats, so they don't need extraction, but I needed a way to upsell them as well. So I created this clay bar package as a way to upsell them. And as my experience grows, my packages are going to grow as well. So for now, this one includes a 3-month protection sealant on top of the clay bar and decontamination. So the cost of my packages was really low when I started. It was $150. The reason being was that I had never detailed a car ever in my life, and I just wanted to get my hands on as many vehicles as I could to gain experience. I realized after doing one car, just one car at $150, interior and exterior, I was like, holy moly, this is way underpriced. So as soon as I could, I got rid of that $150 package. And my new $249 package felt good to me. It felt like I was giving enough value to my customers and I was getting back what I needed out of my business. Now, so many of those comments, though, are still telling me that I'm undercharging immensely. But here's my theory on that in my personal thought process. And you are more than welcome to adopt your own thought process in your business, because guess what? It's your business. Some people told me that I'm creating a job for myself, not a business. My theory. I'm trying to make a life for myself. You see, prior to starting detailing, I was working for somebody else. I was working in the food service industry, but I was so burnt out. So I was working on somebody else's schedule, given whatever hours somebody else was willing to give to me. I was making $22 to $40 an hour. Some days I was walking home with $30. My schedule was 6 days a week, and I saw my husband on Sunday nights, Saturday mornings. I am now making $50 an hour on my own schedule, working 25 to 30 hours a week. I am very freaking happy with that. And that is my goal right now, to be happy. So my point being in sharing this story is I want you to really focus on your goal when it comes to setting your prices. I want to go to work, not be stressed, work at my own pace. If my detail takes me 7 hours, I don't care, because that's the only thing I have to do today. And I am so freaking stoked to come home with $300 to $350. Secondly, when it comes to telling your customers your prices, you have to feel confident and comfortable in what you're telling them. Detailing, yes, it's a service, but you work in freaking sales. If you can't sell via the phone, via text message, and this is a thing I see so often in a Facebook group that I'm in for detailers, is that they're constantly complaining that customers are saying that they're too expensive. And it's in the communication. Their customers lacking the confidence or belief or value in what they're offering. So you have got to feel confident and comfortable in the prices that you're relaying to your customers. Other things to factor into the equation of what your prices should be is that there's gonna be, of course, that if you live in a state with income tax, you're gonna have to pay state income taxes out of that income. You're gonna have to pay federal self-employment tax. And if you're in a state that charges sales tax on a detail, you're gonna wanna make sure you're charging for that as well. There's also gonna be, if you're mobile like I am, I have to pay for gas to put in my generator every detail. Obviously, I'm traveling to get to my clients. I don't charge a mobile fee. Some people charge a mobile fee. That's totally up to you. But that's gonna be a cost that I take out of my final profits. And then there's the cost of chemicals. You really wanna know what your taxes are gonna be. You wanna make sure you're covering your taxes. You wanna make sure you're covering your gasoline, your travel. Overall, I think that pretty much covers everything. I think that covers a lot of people's comments, a lot of people's suggestions, and I hope this helps you going forward so that you can feel confident. You know what? My business has been busy since I started, but I'm not booked out for a month in advance. I typically book out a week in advance, and it's just like the phone calls and the text messages and the bookings just come all in at once. I just got 4 within the last 24 hours. So my personal belief is that if I'm not freaking booked out for a month, then clearly my services aren't in as much of a demand as I would desire them to be. So who am I to go upcharge my prices to $400 if I'm not even booking in at $250? Next year, next season, it could be a whole different story. But next season isn't this season. So I think that's about it. I think that covers a lot of the thoughts, a lot of the comments, a lot of the responses, and kind of how I internalized it all in a way to feel good about my packages, feel confident in what I'm offering, and kind of the process I went through by creating them as a brand new detailer, shifting them, and we'll see where they keep going. But we're now 3 months in, and that's where I'm at. Let me know in the comments if this was helpful to you. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn that notification bell on so you don't miss any videos that are coming up. Don't want to miss it.